Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Mr. Williams, along with Mr. Green. We are teachers of the freshman students in the Digital Media Academy. In case some of you don't know Mr. Green's class, I'm not sure if they know, the Digital Media Academy is a special program here at Middle Creek where students enter as freshmen and they take the same English class and same technology class together. And what they do is they use their technology skills that they're learning in Mr. Green's class and apply them to a project, creative project, based on the things that we're reading and talking about in my English class. So what you're going to see here is their sort of large culminating presentation for the year. It is an interactive map of Macomb, Alabama. So it's based on the novel To Kill a Mockingbird. I don't want to say too much about it and steal their thunder, but I will say this is easily the most complex freshman project we have ever done, by far. I've been so incredibly impressed and proud and pleased with what they've done and how they've grown through the process. This has been over a month in the making. And so they were working on this after we finished To Kill a Mockingbird. And then when we were reading other texts, they still had to be working on this. They've put in hours outside of class, at home, on Fridays after school, and everybody else had gone. So I am incredibly proud of them, and I know what you guys are going to see here today is really impressive.
So yeah, as Mr. Williams mentioned, this is over a month in the making, so these students have put in a ton of hard work and effort to make what you're about to see. I just want to forewarn you that everything that you will see is completely handmade in Adobe Illustrator and other Adobe programs. So none of the graphics or anything up there is something they downloaded from the internet. They made all of these custom using Adobe Illustrator, Premiere, and other programs like that. So they've put in a lot of hard work. I'm very proud of them. This was my first year doing this kind of project as an academy instructor. So I was very new to this as well, so I guess you could say we all learned some stuff together. But with that being said, I will hand it over to our project leaders, and they'll introduce what they've been working on.
Hello, my name is Kirsten Comas.
And my name is Lily Clinton.
Thank you and welcome to the Digital Media Academy's Freshman Project. Our project was based off the fictional world To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee.
My classmates and I were tasked with designing an interactive map of Macomb, Alabama, making audio, videos, and infographics.
Our biggest challenges were making sure all of our work was cohesive and also matched perspectives.
Our original plan was to make the map three-dimensional, but due to technical difficulties, we had to revise our plan. Thanks to the cooperation of the map team, led by Jacob and Shronik, this was a huge success.
Hello, my name is Jacob Valenta.
And my name is Shronik Aurora.
For this project, we were elected map leaders, or leader of the map team. So for this, we had to organize the map and create the map base and roads.
As one of the leaders, I tried to help everybody out as much as I could and make my buildings the best I can. I made the Johnson's house, which is where Tim Johnson lived. He's a dog that had rabies. I also helped Grace with making the courthouse.
What I did for this project was make the map base with roads and organize the houses and buildings onto it, and I also made the school. Now we're going to hand it off to the rest of the map team to talk about what they contributed.
Hi, my name is Rico Martinez, and for my contribution to the map team, I made the Finch House. The Finch House was a location on the map where many important events happened in the book. This is the Boo Radley house. Lily made this house perfectly as was portrayed in the book, very dark and run down. Later in the book, you could tell that Boo Radley had an easy state of mind, a quiet state of mind, which later helped save Jem and Scout from a vicious attack from Bob Ewell.
Hi, my name is Grace Choklist. For the map, I made the courthouse. Shronik helped me making this. I made the courthouse. The courthouse was important to the map because it is where the Tom Robinson cases occurred. I made the courthouse a pale color and added columns to make it look like an official government building.
My name is Luka Pavlovic, and for this project, I made the jail and the compass for the map. The jail had a very powerful scene where Scout stood up to Walter Cunningham and fellow people of Macomb County who wanted to unrightfully lynch Tom Robinson. Scout, a child, resolved this ordeal with words instead of violence and taught the adults a big lesson. Jacob made the school. The school is where many of Scout's scenes and memories took place in the book.
Hi, my name's Savannah Whedon, and the first house that I made on the map was Miss Rachel's house. Miss Rachel was Dill's aunt, and this is the house he would stay in when he came to visit over the summer. The collards in her backyard were created by Jenna Ball, and this is where Scout and Jim met Dill for the very first time. The next house that I made was Mr. Avery's. Mr. Avery was a side character in the book who lived next to Miss Dubose in the Finch neighborhood. The last house that I made was Bob Yule's. The Yule family was a very poor family, and their house is in disrepair. Bob Yule creates some mayhem towards the end of the novel. I also worked on the landfill that is adjacent to their home.
I created Miss Maudie's house. Her character was a helpful character that often liked giving advice. Jack made Miss Stephanie's house, who was a busybody character who liked spreading gossip. And Caleb created the black community, their trailer homes, and notice how much more run down it looks compared to where the white folks lived.
Hello, my name is Michael Shadowmire, and I was in charge of making the churches. Because of the racial tensions in the 1930s, I had to create 2 churches, one for white worshippers and one for black worshippers. I tried to represent the ways the two were treated by the quality of each building. The water tower, which was made by Grace, was mainly made to represent the time period. Because Macomb is a small southern town in the 1930s, it would most likely use a water tower for its water.
Hi, my name is Addie Deem, and I made the post office and store. Although they were not mentioned in the book, we added them in because they are essential buildings for a town setting.
Hi, my name is Brock Herring, and I created the OK Cafe graphic for the map. Though the cafe doesn't have as significant value as the courthouse, I think that adds depth and value to the map as a whole. The cafe is mentioned a little bit throughout the book, but not in depth. The cafe in the story serves as a place to add character and realism. Claire Leonard worked on the sheriff's office, where Bob Yule and Mayella were interviewed by Heck Tate. She also worked on some extra houses which portray realism when it comes to the population of the town.
Hi, my name is Juliana Giardina, and I made the lamppost that plays a significant role in the book. It's where Atticus goes to the jail and hopes that his presence will stop other people from going in and killing Tom Robinson. Jacob made the street, and to make it more realistic, he put texture on it.
My name is Naya Mesa, and my contribution to this project was creating landscaping elements such as trees, logs, bushes, and rocks. I also created the oak tree by the Radley place, which is important to the story because it's where Jem and Scout found items in the knothole of the tree.
We used the website ThingLink to make our map a more engaging experience. Clicking on the icons will bring up videos and or audios to make, and also historical links to help make it more fun.
Now we will turn it over to the research team led by Maddie and Jack.
Hi everyone, my name is Maddie Sheridan,
My name is Jack Bassett.
and we were the elected leaders for the research portion of this project.
For our part of the project, we were tasked with working with our classmates to make effective and relevant research. As To Kill a Mockingbird was written in the 1960s, we wanted to look at themes such as race, social classes, and family structure from a modern perspective. To do this, we drew information from sources such as the NAACP and the New York Times.
We decided to create a Google Doc that was shared with our classmates, including all the important topics that we had pulled from the book, along with images, graphics, and short summaries to further the evidence. And our classmates were able to use this as a resource in order to create their infographics or improve on their personal contributions.
Hi, my name is Claire Dates, and I'm one of the heads of the graphics team along with Grace. With the help of Jenna Ball, we made a town seal. This included the oak tree by Boo Radley's house, a mockingbird, which is the most prominent thing on the seal because it is in the title and it could be seen to represent multiple important characters, Tom Robinson or Boo Radley. Also, the courthouse where Tom Robinson's trial takes place, and a silhouette of 2 children representing Jem and Scout.
Another task of the graphics team was creating infographics. Us, along with many other people, created 10 infographics in total. The first infographic was a timeline I made of the 1930s through 1965. This timeline is featuring racial events in the Deep South. I am proud of this timeline because I like the graphics I made. One of the graphics I made was a gold medal representing Jesse Owens' gold medals at the Olympics. Another graphic I made was a woman protesting against school segregation.
The first graphic I made is called A Guide to Southern Hospitality. This shows traits that were important to the characters of the book. One thing I was proud of was the emoji because I thought it looked realistic to an actual Apple emoji. I also made the graphic 1930s Families in Alabama. This shows family life of the characters in the book. One thing I was proud of was how the text came out because that ended up being more difficult than I thought. The last graphic I made was Scout's ham costume. This was a fun graphic, but also very important because towards the end of the book, it ended up saving Scout's life.
Hi, my name is Jenna Ball, and I researched and created 2 infographics. The first infographic I created was on rabies in dogs because in the book, Atticus had to shoot and kill an infected dog named Tim Johnson, who's pictured in my infographic. The second infographic I created was on the top agricultural industries in Alabama in terms of profits, amounts produced, and popularity. I think agriculture is an integral part of the life in Macomb, Alabama.
The infographic I created was about mockingbirds. My goal was to make it seem like nature and be appealing to the eye. I achieved this by tracing the oak leaves, the bird, and adding a gradient to the background.
Maddie and I made an infographic on entertainment during the 1930s.
The research doc that was provided gave us a few perfect examples of productions done during this time that exemplified segregation, those being Gone with the Wind, Snow White, and Fantasia, which is why we decided to include those characters in our graphic.
Hi, my name is Owen Hayes, and I made the infographic based on segregation in churches. I edited a courthouse made by Addie Deem and turned it into a church. I also made a blue gradient in the background to make it less bland. I also put some extra facts and information using Maddie's research, such as 86% of American churches are predominantly white. I made the criminal justice infographic. As racism is an enormous theme in To Kill a Mockingbird, I made this infographic to exemplify how racism still exists. I use statistics that shows how different races are treated compared to other races.
For this next part of the project, I was elected co-leader for the audio portion. Our goal was to create realistic audio tracks that represented important parts of the story. These include important plot points and twists, as well as major character development.
For the creation of the audio clips, we used the program Adobe Audition and with help from the Junior Academy students. Here's one of our example audio clips titled Yule Attacks, made by Owen, Shronick, and Jacob, and with help from Megan, Charlie, and Daisy.
Shufflefoot had not stopped with us this time. His judges whistled softly and steadily. Then they stopped. He was running towards us with no child's steps.
Run, Scout! Run! Run!
I took one giant step and found myself reeling. My arms useless. In the dark, I could not keep my balance.
Jeb! Jeb! Help me! Jeb!
Something crushed the chicken wire around me. Metal ripped on metal, and I fell to the ground and rolled as far as I could, floundering to escape my wire prison. From somewhere nearby came scuffle, kicking sounds, sounds of shoes, flesh scraping dirt and bruise. Someone rolled against me, and I felt Jim. He was up like lightning and pulled me with him, but though my head and shoulders were free, I was so entangled we didn't get very far. We were nearly to the road when I felt Jim's hand leave me. The arm jerked backwards to the ground. More scuffling, and there came a dull crunching sound from Jim's scream. I ran in the direction of Jim's scream and sank into a flabby male stomach. And tried to catch my arms, but they were tightly pinioned. His stomach was soft, but his arms were like steel. He slowly squeezed the breath out of me. I could not move. Suddenly, he was jerked backwards and flung on the ground, almost carrying me with him. I thought, Jem's up. One's mind works very slowly at times. Stunned, I stood there dumbly. The scuffling noises were dying. Someone wheezed. The night was still again. Still, before a man breathing heavily and staggering. I thought he went to the tree and leaned against it. He coughed, violently, a sobbing, bone-shaking cough.
Jim!
There was no answer but the man's heavy breathing.
Jim!
Jem didn't answer. The man began moving around as if searching for something. I heard him groan and pull something heavy along the ground. It was slowly coming to me that there were now 4 people under the tree.
Atticus!
The man was walking heavily and unsteadily toward the road. I went to where I thought he had been and felt frantically along the ground, reaching out with my toes. Presently, I touched someone.
Jim!
My toes touched trousers, a belt buckle, buttons, something I could not identify, a collar, and a face. A prickly stubble on the face told me it was not Jem's. I smelled stale whiskey. I made my way along what I thought was the direction of the road. I was not sure, because I had been turned around so many times. But I found it and looked down to the streetlight. A man was passing under it. The man was walking with the staccato steps of someone carrying a load too heavy for him. He was going around the corner. He was carrying Jem. Jem's arms were dangling crazily in front of him.
For this audio clip, to make it more realistic, we made Owen run up and down the stairs to make him seem out of breath, and also made me and Shronik shout.
We also tried to add as many effects as we could, and it was a really time-consuming job since we had to specify effects and upload them onto Audition. We also added spooky background music to make the scene more suspenseful.
We would like to thank all the juniors who helped us during this audio portion of the project, and especially the 3 who helped us during our audio clip. Their names are Megan Shirley, Charlie Reeder, and Daisy Chima.
Hi, my name is Claire Leonard, and to go along with our audio clips, we made audio covers to go with it. I chose to make an audio cover covering the audio clip about Cal's Church. I was showing the difference between churches today in 2019 and then the churches in the 1930s.
I created the audio cover for the first time that Jim and Scout met their friend Dill. In the audio cover, Dill is pictured sitting in the collar patch behind Miss Rachel's house. Addie also created countless other covers, including this image of Bob Yule attacking Jim and Scout.
Hello, my name is Dee Crutchfield, and I'm one of the video managers for this project, along with my fellow classmate Morgan Bennett. As being video managers, we had a lot of tasks at hand, including coming up with video ideas, asking people who would be willing to play the characters, writing scripts, planning out dates to record, recording the scenes, editing, and finally uploading the films.
We had a lot of challenges and successes when creating these videos, from slow computers to video clips that just refused to work on our program. In the end, after a few weeks of hard work, we pulled it all together into the videos you will see today.
Editing is a crucial but also frustrating part of these films. The software that we used was Adobe Premiere Pro, and we had to add transitions and effects to make the video as entertaining as possible. Although being video managers is a hard and confusing task, we did enjoy working with our peers and having the feeling of pride with our videos. Today, the film that we will be presenting to you is the scene where Dill dares Jim to touch the Radley house.
I wonder what Boo does in there. Looks like he just stick his head out the door.
He goes out all right. When it's pitch dark, Miss Stephanie Crawford said she woke up in the middle of the night one time and saw him looking straight through a window at her. Said his head was like a skull looking at her. Ain't you ever woken up in the middle of the night and heard him? Dill, he walks like this.
Wonder what he looks like.
I bet he's 6.5 feet tall and eats squirrels and cats. That's why his hands were blood-stained. He also has long, jagged scars that runs across his face and yellow, rotten teeth. His eyes popped and he drooled all the time.
Let's try to make him come out. I'd like to see what he looks like.
If you want to get himself killed, all you have to do is go up and knock on the front door.
I bet the gray ghost against 2 Tom Swifts that you wouldn't get further than the Radley gate.
You think I couldn't do that? I've never declined a dare in my whole life.
We will see about that.
You're on.
You're scared?
Ain't scared, just respectful. Now leave me alone. I'll do it when I'm ready.
You're too scared even to put your big toe in the front yard.
I'm certainly not. I pass the Radley place every school day.
Always running. Folks in Meridian certainly weren't as afraid as the folks in Macomb. I've never seen such scared folks as these ones in Macomb.
Hope you've got it through your head that he'll kill us, each and every one, Dill Harris. Don't blame me when he gouges your eyes out. You started it, remember?
You're still scared.
It's just that I can't think of a way to make him come out without him getting us.
You gonna run out on a dare? If you are, then...
Dill, you have to think about these things. Let me think a minute. It's sort of like making a little turtle come out.
How's that?
Strike a match under him.
Striking a match under a turtle is hateful.
Ain't hateful, just persuades him. Not like you chuck him in the fire.
How do you know a match don't hurt him?
Turtles can't feel, stupid.
Were you ever a turtle? Huh?
My stars, Dill. Now let me think. Reckon we could rock him.
I won't say you ran out on a dare, and I'll swap you the gray ghost if you just go up and touch the house.
Touch the house? That all?
Yeah, that's all. He'd probably come out after you when he sees you in the yard. Then Scout and me will jump on him and hold him down till we can tell him we ain't gonna hurt him. We'll go on. Scout and me are right behind you.
I'm going. Don't hurry me.
Hi, my name is Stephanie Pitcher, and I would like to thank all of our actors who helped us pull this video off. I would also like to thank Juliana for helping us with the audio. Without them, this video would not have been possible. What I did to help create this film is edit, film, and write scripts.
Today, to give you a tour of Macomb County, we've created a scavenger hunt for you.
At each of the computers, there is a piece of paper. They have 10 questions on them. You will have to go through our interactive map and look at infographics, audio clips, and anything else on the map to have an understanding of the questions.
The first to answer all 10 questions correctly will receive a special prize.
If you go to any links to look up the questions online, you will be disqualified from receiving a prize.
At this time, you may move to a computer to answer the questions. Good luck and have fun looking through our map.
It's 32 to 53. Wasn't it John something?
No, it's this one.
Johnson?
Oh,
the sculpture. Oh, bro, wait, where did it go?
I'll tell you this.
Sculptured soap?
I don't even know where it is now.
What academy was 1965. Never forget the time when. To what city? Over there. You said rather.
Oh.
You said boo.
Bro, I think she could do.
Jack. Yes, it is.
Jack. Where's Jack? All right, guys. Thank you so much for being so enthusiastic and angry if you lost. Congrats go to Aaron Howard. I will see you tomorrow probably during first or fourth block and hook you up with your prize. Okay, sounds good. At this time, I'm going to turn it over to Kirsten and Lily to close things out.
This concludes our presentation today. Hopefully you enjoyed.
On behalf of the Digital Media Academy, we would like to thank all of you for your time and attention. At this time, we'll answer any questions.
I have a question. Am I too late? Okay, so how long did this project take from start to finish?
This project, we started, I think, around before spring break, and we've been working on it ever since.
Not everybody at once. Juniors, don't be shy.
Juniors, come on.
So what we did is we were the overall leaders, and we had other leaders, and so they would handle their group, and then they'd report back to us, or sometimes we'd just circulate, and so basically we just collaborate that way, so it makes it easier.
We recorded the video over spring break.
I'll add too that the video team had zero really help or instruction at all from me or Mr. Green, so we didn't even plan to have video be part of the presentation, and they took it completely upon themselves, organized everything, recorded everything themselves. Make sure you guys get all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, about how long did it take to make the whole website to have everything cleaned up and ready to go?
I actually did that. So we just, juniors know that things come together at the last minute, or will come together at the last minute.
We're hoping.
Yeah. So it was just this morning we finished adding the videos to the map, and in the last couple days we linked everything onto that website.
Yes, it was my first time using Premiere. It was hard at start, but then it got easier as the more I worked on it. Thank you.
And I'd just like to add that as far as Premiere and editing the video went, I hardly showed them anything at all. I showed them how to cut a video and how to like pull in audio and adjust levels of audio and things like that. But as far as learning how to sync up, the music with the actions in that last scene, that was all on them. I had nothing to do with that. So they kind of did a great job of teaching themselves how to use that program.
Throughout the whole process, what was like your favorite part to work on?
I think my favorite part was seeing how everyone grew in their skills in Adobe Illustrator and Adobe Audition, and just seeing everyone learn and collaborate.
What would you say was the most challenging thing you had to do?
I think the most challenging part was trying to get everyone to collaborate because some people had way too much work and others didn't have very much at all. So we were trying to find a proper balance to actually get everyone to be responsible and get their work done, and we accomplished that.
So, as we said in the presentation, we originally planned for this to be 3D, but that went south real quick. And then what I would do differently was make 2D first, and then since in Illustrator you can make 2D buildings 3D by using the 3D effect program, or effect, I would have just done that instead because it seems much easier.
I got one comment real fast. Let's wait for questions to be done. I just want to reiterate again about how much an amazing job that was. For you guys to be at a freshman level, the level of shading and detail on those graphics was awesome. And your audio piece, the number of elements in terms of the depth of the sounds and the effects and the music was outstanding. And then the video clips, like we talked about, for never using Premiere before, to be able to create that in a storyboard type pattern, and to put yourself in an acting role, okay? All of that, and then brought together, obviously the interactive map is amazing. But all of those integral pieces have to go together. And then lastly is the part where you guys are right now. To be able to speak in front of a group of people as well and as eloquently as you guys did as ninth graders is very, very impressive. So I know we are excited you guys are coming to us, and I can tell you that we are all very proud of what you guys have done here today.